Hi, this is Helen from HypnoFit. How are you on this beautiful Tuesday? So, what I'd like to talk to you about today is stress. You know, we throw this word around quite often. We throw stress, but what is stress? Stress is usually a feeling of feeling overwhelmed, a feeling like it's all too much, like it's just too much for me, I can't do it. When in fact, that is what stress is. It's a feeling that I've got an overload of information, I've got too many things to do, and so how do we deal with stress? Well, because it's all high level, we just feel that there is so much to do. What we need to do is chunk it down. We need to bring it into little bits because we can handle little bits, but we can't handle this massive block of things that we need to do. So how do we break things down? Okay, so we literally get everything out of our head. Step number one is to get everything out of your head and put it on a piece of paper. So with myself, I have lists that I keep, and I just get everything out of my head and put it on a piece of paper, everything that I need to do. And what I then do is put what's the most important thing that I must get done the next day. So everything's out of my head on a piece of paper. What do I need to do the next day? And just give yourself the 3 things that you must do the next day and schedule those 3 things. Put them at a particular time in your calendar. For myself, I have an iPad and I have everything in that iPad, all my personal information and my business information. So even if I have to make a phone call to someone, perhaps I need to make a phone call to a tradesperson to get a quote, I have that scheduled in my calendar. Perhaps I need to ring my sister. You wouldn't believe it, but I actually put that in my calendar because otherwise the days might go past, the weeks might go past, and I haven't made the connection that I wanted to make with the people that I care for. So I put everything in my iPad, everything, and I have everything in a different colour. So everything that's personal is a colour, everything that's business is another colour, and any tasks that I need to do is another colour. So that's the way that I do is I chunk it down. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling like it's all just too much, the first thing you need to do is take a big deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth, just breathe, relax, know that everything's going to be fine, everything will be okay. And then create a list, get everything out of your head, put it on that paper, and then schedule it all in. And then you'll see that everything that you're worried about will get done because it's all scheduled to get done. It's all going to happen. So there's nothing to worry about because it's all in the calendar. So stay calm and just know that everything will be fine, everything will be well. So that's my tip for stress and how to handle stress, is to know that, you know, in our society of where we're always busy, doing the next thing, and we get into this whirlwind of activity and business, we need to just relax and calm down. So step number 1 is just relax, calm down, take a nice big deep breath in through the nose, out through an open mouth, and just relax and let it go and just know that everything will be okay. Step number 2, take everything out of your head and put it on a piece of paper. Step number 3, put everything that you need to do in your iPad or your calendar and allocate a specific time so that you know that it's going to get done no matter what. It will happen. Okay, so don't give yourself too many things to do. You know, be practical. Give yourself the top 3 things that you're going to do the next day. And step number 4 actually is making sure that you get the worst things done first. Hi Rosemary, how are you? So many of you may have heard of the term must eat the frog. You must eat the frog means that you must get the things that you don't want to do out of the way first. So when you've determined your priorities for the next day, what you must do first is the things that you don't want to do. So think about all the things that you don't want to do and do that first. Get it out of the way so that it's not hanging around for the rest of the day. If perhaps there's a conversation you need to have which you know, you've been avoiding, then do that. Whatever it is that you need to do. Hi Andrea, I have not seen you for ages. So it's Good to see you, Rosemary and Andrew there, to my gorgeous ex-clients. Okay, so what I'd like to say is that with stress, remember, it's all about too many things happening at once, and your head is full of too much to do, full of overwhelm. So break it down into little bits that you can actually handle. But the first thing you need to do, step number 1, just have a nice big deep breath. And just know that everything will be okay and everything will be handled. Step number 2, get it onto a piece of paper and out of your head, prioritize it. Whatever's most important, number 1, number 2, number 3. And step number 3 is allocate time in your calendar so that you can make sure that it gets done. And always do the most difficult things first, always. So even if I have something like a party, which I'm organising, say that I've got, and I have had plenty of these parties, 50 people coming over for lunch. So rather than thinking, oh my God, how am I going to get everything done? The whole schedule for the day is actually set out. So I actually work backwards. So what I do is, what time do I need to be ready for the party? And so, what time am I having a shower? What time is the cheese platter going to be out? What time is, how long is this particular dish? How long is that going to be, how long is that going to take me to make that? How long is that going to take me to make that? Until I work all the way back to what time I need to wake up for that day. And that way I can see it on a piece of paper. I can see that it's all going to happen within the time frame. I give myself a realistic time frame. And as I go along, I tick things off during the day, and I'm always on time. I'm always the kind of hostess that when I have a party, as soon as they walk in the door, I'm ready. Yay, I'm ready to hand them a glass of champagne and we get started. So that's with anything, not just parties. Whatever you do, whatever you set yourself out to do, get organised and put everything down on paper. Don't keep everything in your head. And don't give yourself an unrealistic set of things that you need to do. Check out what's really most important and what you need to achieve every day. So before I go to sleep every night, that's the last thing I think about is, what am I going to do the next day? And what do I absolutely must, what must I get done the next day? What are my musts? And so I make sure that I get those done first. Okay, so don't get caught up doing things that you didn't plan on doing. Do what you must do first, and then you've got more time at the back end of the day. So I hope that was helpful in terms of stress. Remember, stress is just a whole stack of thoughts all stacked onto each other in your head. So all you're going to do is just get them out there, sort them out, prioritise them, and just know that everything will be fine. Everything will work out. And like the wonderful Louise Hayes always says, all is well. Give yourself that message, all is well. All is well, and all will be well. Okay, so enjoy your Tuesday. Good to see you. And hopefully I'll get on soon to give you some more magical tips from Helen Mitas, the hypnotherapist at HypnoFit. Okay, see you later. Bye.